Whiskyman John Loftus again, looking at his wonderful collection, but tonight we're hoping John will take some tastings.
Well, I'd be delighted to do some tastings, but I thought to be different I would do a series of uncommon malts, uncommon malts that's not very well known. And the first of these is Strathmill. I'd like to start off with Strathmill. Prior to it being a whisky distillery, it was a grain mill, hence the name on the end of Strathmill. It was a grain mill. And
when did it become a distillery?
I think around early 1890s, 1892 or 93 or something like that. Now the one thing about this distillery, Strathmill, was that in 1895 they had a whisky fountain.
A whisky fountain?
A whisky fountain. They actually anybody could walk past the whisky and help themselves. They had it there for friends, or any passers-by could literally help themselves to whisky.
Oh,
can you just imagine that happening today?
So people could just come by and help themselves?
Absolutely. What a staggering statistic for a distillery. And that is what brought this whisky to my notice originally. Early in the 20th century, it was 15p a bottle.
15p a bottle?
Quite staggering, yeah, that's what it was. And then early in the 20th century, it simply went off the map and didn't produce another drop of single malt whisky for over 80 years. It came back as a single malt in around 1995 or 96, somewhere around that time. Wow. And it's still an uncommon malt. Not an everyday malt you can source, but it is stocked. But it's quite a good whisky, even though it's not well known. Strathmill's never been a well-known whisky. It speaks for itself, kind of advertises itself. It's not very well known at all, and that's why I decided to, because I quite like it. I'm very fond of Strathmill. I have a bottle there, and this one, of course, which I'm going to taste shortly.
John, I understand that although it doesn't produce a lot of single malted, it's still a very busy distillery.
Oh, indeed it is. It uses, I think, around 126 tonnes of barley every week to produce about 52,000 litres. That's per week.
Good grief.
That's not a bad output.
Where's it all go?
Most of it goes to blends, to Johnny to JB and various blends. I don't know the exact percentage that goes to single malt, but I think it's relatively small. Let's stop talking and have a taste. The colour is pale gold, almost like white wine. Oh, I smell lots of fruit in the nose, with a hint of citrus. Oh, this is a very smooth, fruity drop of whisky is this, indeed. Very smooth on the palate. A soft, gentle type of whisky. And the finish is gentle and smooth. I find this a very palatable whisky. This is a beautiful, gentle whisky that I can highly recommend. I believe you can source it Loch Fyne in Scotland. The Whisky Exchange has it also, and possibly Royal Mile Whiskies. I highly recommend it. Believe me, Strathmill in the whisky world is a well-kept secret. A beautiful drop of whisky.